Hello and welcome to Silverstone for round 1 of the South African simGT Endurance Series, a totally new concept to Sim Race South Africa, where we'll have just one race per round, a longer race, which can be between 40 minutes to an hour long, dependent on our software capabilities, which we hope will be developed further so we can have long. Your starting grid is Bashir Jadwat shares the front row with teammate Jonathan Bence for Squadro Ghostworks. Peter van Vieren starts in 3rd position for Trigon Racing ahead of Johan Nel for Team Nexus RR. Then we have the two Chris's of Chris Brown starting 5th position ahead of Chris Heineke in 6th. Gerd Smit starts in 7th ahead of Nazim Edwards in 8th. Let's get down to it. The lights have come on. Off they go, and it's a drag race down to Abbey between the two Squadro Ghostworks BMWs. But it is Bashir Jadwat who holds back his teammate Jonathan Bence. Chris Brown, the 29 Ferrari, gets into 3rd position. Great start by him after starting 5th position. One of the Trigon Racing Ferraris running wide, cuts across his teammate, and Peter van Vieren moves up into 4th position after a difficult start as he started in 3rd position. Approaching Brooklands now, we're watching the HRT BMW of Chris Heineke. His teammate Mark Henbury not able to make this race unfortunately due to load shedding. Just 8 cars making it to the grid for this round, and we see contact there between Edwards and Smith. Fortunate lag event there. All ends well though. As I say, we just have 8 cars for this race out of the 12 entrants for the championship. These 4 guys unfortunately suffering from load shedding, not able to make the grid in time. And now currently in 8th position. Jadwat trying to make an early break and build a gap back to his teammate. The rule for this championship is that there is a mandatory pit stop per race, so they must conduct at least 1 pit stop per race meeting. It will be interesting to see when each of the drivers decide to come in and do that pit stop. Chris Brown looking strong in 3rd position, closing the gap to Jonathan Bence, the second of the Squadro Ghostworks BMWs. Top 4 guys are so close together. It is the Jadwat train. I must say Bence is looking the quicker of the two at the moment. Possibly Jadwat holding him up slightly, allowing the 2 Ferraris of Brown and van Vieren to catch up. We see team orders from Squadro Ghostworks coming to play, instructing Jadwat to let Bence past. You can see Chris Brown having a look up the inside at Stowe. big slide for Judd Watt out of club corner. Can Jonathan Benz take advantage of that? He is much closer now. Benz must be careful because he has a very dangerous looking Chris Brown behind him in that grey Ferrari 458 Italia. Van Veering with a look up the inside of Brown. Decides to opt out of any kind of move. Great view of Beckett's and Maggott's corners, turn 10 and 11. Important to get a good drive out of Chapel and then down Hanger Straight. Ben starting to hassle Judd Watt now into an error. Another big slide by Judd Watt out of club corner. Seems to be battling, exiting that corner cleanly. Although he has opened up the gap back to Benz. Ferraris in third and fourth very close together. As Van Veeren has a go up the inside, they make contact. Does Van Veeren have the inside line through the loop? Yes, he does. So Van Veeren moves up into third position. Can he hold that position? Is Brown going to have a go? Into Brooklands, he does so. And takes that third position back from Van Veeren. Nazim Edwards in fifth position, watching on from a safe distance, and he will be close enough to pick up any pieces if there is contact between any of those four cars in the front. Johan now doing well to catch up to Chris Heineke. That is the battle for 7th position. Squadra Ghostworks BMW is moving away from the Ferraris in 3rd and 4th position. Ben's now much closer to Judd Watt. Surely he's going to have a go into Stowe. Benz is up the inside. I think he has gone to the front. Can Judd Watt cut back underneath him? Yes, he can. He takes the lead back from Benz. This is a team principles nightmare. Come through to start lap 5 of 22. Judd Watt still leads. Nazim Edwards in 5th position, creeping ever closer lap by lap to these front four guys. Now starting to put pressure on Heineke for that 7th position. Jadwat just starting to edge away from Benz. Now also starting to edge away from Van Vuren. Still a long way to go with 16 laps remaining. Johan Nel is up to 7th position. I'm not sure what has happened to Heineke. He has dropped back to 8th, of course. There he is now. Well, the two Ferraris have come together. Around goes Brown. Van Vuren waiting off the racing line. I'm not sure why he's done that. That has enabled Edwards to close right up, and he's going to have a go into Brooklands. He can taste that 3rd position. I think he has made the move stick. Yes, he has. Taking advantage of that contact between Van Vuren and Chris Brown. Through goes Edwards to 3rd position. Chris Brown unfortunately has retired from the race after that contact. I'm sure the race stewards will be looking at that. And Van Vuren is through on Edwards for 3rd position. I just saw in the background while Jadwat and Benz were negotiating club corner. Van Vuren moves back up into 3rd position. With an inside move through Stowe corner. Now that Van Vuren has got some clean air, be interesting to see if he can close the gap to these two front runners. We're at that stage where the drivers will be thinking about making their mandatory pit stop. Possibly Jonathan Bentz is thinking about undercutting his teammate up front by pitting a bit earlier, putting in some flying laps, and hopefully by the time Jadwat exits the pits after his mandatory pit stop, Bentz will be already past. As we see Jadwat making a slight error there, Bentz is very close indeed. Still not able to attempt to move. Starting to move around down the corners. Tyre wear will be a factor through these very fast left-right combinations. Nicely did Bashir Jadwat throwing the BMW around club corner. Spectacular driving, great to watch. And he starts lap 10 of 22. And he's still not quite halfway through the race. Still time for this man, Peter van Vuuren, to catch the two front runners. Peter van Vuuren driving the Trigon tooling-backed Ferrari 458 Italia. Great to have him in the series as well as his sponsors. His teammate Gerda Smith not doing too bad in 5th position as well. But ideally they'll be wanting to challenge the Squadro Coastworks pairing future. The question is, who is going to pit first? Jadwat dives into the pits. Through goes Jonathan Bence into the lead. How long will Jonathan Bence extend his stint by? I would imagine he would pit the next lap. Jadwat stops on his marks. Bence will be pushing like crazy, trying to get the undercut on his teammate. We'll be hoping for a difficult pit stop for Jadwat, of course. Bence on maximum attack. Flipping the apexes beautifully. In comes Jonathan Bence. He'll be hoping for a trouble-free pit stop. What will Peter van Vieren do? He does the same as Bence. Nazim Edwards does the same. This is the halfway point of the race, of course. Okay, Smith decides, no, I'm going to carry on for a little while. I'm not sure if he will lead the race, or will Jonathan Bence come out ahead of him? Yes, Bence does do enough, and Jonathan Bence emerges in the race lead ahead of teammate Bashir Jadwat. You can see him in the background now, approaching village corner. So Jonathan Bence has gone to the front, using a very well executed strategy. Okay, Smith in second position, but of course he still has to do his mandatory pit stop. Bashir Jadwat in third position. Oh, big slide by Jadwat. He saves it. I don't know how he quite did that, but he did it. Bence will be hoping that Smith holds up to Jadwat. Error by Smith has allowed Jadwat to close the gap to him significantly. Good drive by Jadwat. Out of stir, he's going to have a go into club. Yes, he does, up the inside as easy as pie. Of course, Smith doesn't need to defend as well because he still needs to do his pit stop after all. Smith having his own race against Nazim Edwards, of course. Smith looking to build up a gap to Edwards so that when he pits he exits ahead of Edwards. To see how that battle transpires for 4th position. By the looks of the front of Edwards' car, looks like he's done a bit of farming. So is this man Johan Nel. Chris Haneke recovering after running wide while navigating the loop. Judd Wood just has 8 laps remaining to catch teammate Benz. Would have noticed both the Trigon Racing Ferraris are running the same liveries with the same race number. It will be rectified for round 2 at Imola, where Gerda Smit will be driving a blue version of the Trigon livery, and he will have number 51 on his Ferrari. Gerda Smit coming in to take his pit stop. Furin of course moves up into 3rd position. Will Nazim Edwards move up into 4th? Or has Smit done enough to cover him? Yes, Edwards is through into 4th position. So Smit did not do enough to... He has closed the gap, the net gap to Edwards of course. So that was a job well done. Monica doing a good job of moving out of the way, letting Benson Judd Watts through to lap him without drama. Pushing extremely hard, running wide, entering club corner. Beg your pardon, it was left field. Into Cox corner now. High speed right in the corner. Important not to put tires on the green slippery surface. Soon get it sideways, as Judd Watt experienced early on. Did very well to hang on to it. Evans with a healthy 5-second gap back to teammate Judd Watt. lock up by Jadwat into Village. He hangs on to it, it doesn't run wide. He's flinging the BMW. Loses drive. Out of the loop. I think Van Vieren has conceded that he will not be catching the two front runners. He'll be looking to bring the Ferrari home safely for some well-earned points. To wait to see if there is a penalty for him for round 2, but for that contact with Brown. Chris Honecker in 7th position. Laps remaining for Jadwat to catch Jonathan Pence. Doesn't seem likely at this stage. I feel Pence has done enough to take victory of round 1 at Silverstone. Of course, all it takes is for Benz to run wide off track and Jadwat will be right there. He has closed the gap. Fearing about to put a lap on Honecker. Oh, he does well not to run to the back of Honecker. And around goes the HRT BMW, unfortunately. race leader has started the last lap of the race. Jadwat has got the gap down to 3 seconds, but it's going to take an error from Benz for Jadwat to go to the front at this stage. Fearon looks set to secure the last podium position. Expect to see a much stronger performance by Van Fearon and Smith at Imola for round 2. Bent into Stowe for the very last time. Just 2 corners remaining. He'll be stoked to get one up on his teammates, Jadwat. Jonathan Benz comes through to take victory at Silverstone. Bashir Jadwat will come through to take second, of course. This man, Peter Van Fearon. Just 2 corners for him to navigate to take third position. Heineke will finish the race a lap down to secure 7th position. Some important points for the rest of the championship. Nazim Edwards has finished in 4th position. He won his battle with Gerda Smit. Secures 5th position. Johan Nel has driven well. The black BMW will finish in 6th position. We're expecting a different livery for this car. For Nel and his teammate Dante van der Merwe. Let's see those liveries at Imola. Well, that concludes round 1 of the South African simGT Endurance Series at Silverstone. From me, Jason Holden Jones, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for round 2 at Imola in 2 weeks' time. Remember to visit our website www.simracesa.co.za to find out all about how to get involved in the racing at SimRace South Africa.